Hi and welcome to MTG Manuscript. Today we'll be looking at the sealed deck tag from the cards we've opened from our part 2 of our M12 booster box unboxing. So again, these are all the cards that we've gotten from the 6 packs that we've opened from our M12 part 2. So again, we'll be splitting these cards into their individual colors, and I will see you guys in a while. Hi and welcome back. So I've now split the cards into their individual colors and also in rarity. So let's just take a look and go through some of the cards that we have now. So for the white, we have our Archon of Justice, our 4/4 flying. When it dies, exile target permanent. A really good card. We have Honor of the Pure. White creatures you control get +1/+1. We have our Day of Judgment. Timely Reinforcement. We have our Pride Guardian, our Armored Warhorse, Siege Mastodon, Mighty Leap against flying, Angel's Mercy, Gideon's Lawkeeper, we have our Griffin Rider, and we have our Stormfront Pegasus, 2/1 flying. And on to our blue cards, we have our Sphinx of Utun, our 5/6 flying. When it enters battlefield, and it sort of like have the Fact of Fiction ability. We have our Bell Tower Sphinx, 2/5 flying. Whenever it deals damage, it puts that source controller put that many cards from the top of his library into his or her graveyard. Okay, cool. So basically, whenever this is dealt damage, the opponent's controller will mill. And we have our Phantasmal Bear, our 1 mana for 2/2 bear. Our Aether Adept. When it enters the battlefield, return target creature to its owner hand. We have our Ponder. Look at top 3 cards and put them back in any order and draw a card. We have our Mana Leak. Another Phantasmal Bear. Aether Adept. Unsummon. Merfolk Looter, draw a card, discard a card. For Merfolk Mesmerist, it's for to mill the opponent 2 cards. Whenever we pay 1 blue and tap, we have our Negate, counter target non-creature spell, our Divination for card draws, and our Infant's Cutthroat, our 4 mana for 2/4 blue creature. Next, our red, we have our Warstorm Surge, our enchantment for 6 mana. Whenever a creature on the battlefield under your control it deals damage equals to its power to target creature or player. We have our Crimson Mage, 1 red, target creature you control gains haste. We have our Fireball, our Goblin Grenade, deals 5 damage. Addition cost is to sacrifice a goblin. We have our Fiery Hellhound, 2/2 creature with fire breathing. We have our Fire Breathing card, our Blood Ogre with Bloodthirst 1 and First Strike, quite good. We have our Gorehorn Minotaurs, Bloodthirst 2. We have our Manic Vendor. When it enters the battlefield, destroy target artifact, 2/2 creature. We have our Act of Treason, another Blood Ogre, Act of Treason. Chandra's Outrage deals 4 damage to creature and 2 damage to its controller. And we have a Flink. Next to our greens, we have our Elvish Archdruid. Other elf creature you control gets +1/+1 and tap to add 1 green for each elf I control. We have our Carnage Worm with Bloodthirst 3 and Trample, 7 mana for 6/6. We have our Jade Mage Human Shaman, 2 generic and 1 green to put 1/1 green Sepulchring creature into the battlefield. We have our Glade Cover Scout, our 1/1 Hexproof, Stampeding Rhino, 4/4 Trample. We have our Plummet, Sacred Wolf, Hexproof 3/1, Lurking Crocodile, Bloodthirst 1, our Brinderball, our Reclaim, put target card from your graveyard on top of your library. We have our Fog, Rampant Growth, Greater Basilisk, 3/5 Death Touch, another Glade Cover Scout, Plummet, Lurking Crocodile, Bountiful Harvest, and our Titanic Growth. Next, moving on to our black cards, we have our Diabolic Tutor, Sangier Vampire, our 4/4 flying. Whenever a creature dies from damage to this creature, it gets +1/+1. Have our Smallpox, each player loses 1 life, discard a card, sacrifice a creature, and then sacrifice a land. Have our Reassembling Skeleton, 1/1. Our Consume Spirit, spend only black mana on X. It deals X damage to target creature or player and you gain X life. Have our Tormented Soul, is unblockable and can't block as well. We have our Brink of Disaster. Enchant creature or land, when it becomes tapped, destroy it. We have our Drifting Shade, our 4 mana 1/1, flying and pumpable. Have our Ring Flash, Taste of Blood, deals 1 damage to target player and I gain 1 life. We have our Warpath Goal, 3/2 creature, another Brink of Disaster. We have our Disentomb, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Mind Rot, and Grave Digger. And for our colorless, we have our Pentavus, comes onto the battlefield with 5 +1/+1 counter. 1 generic mana, remove a counter, and put a 1/1 colorless Pentavite artifact creature with flying onto the battlefield. And we can pay 1 generic mana to sacrifice a Pentavite to put a +1/+1 counter on Pentavus. We have our Scepter of Empires. It deals 1 damage to target player. It deals 3 if you control Crown of Empires or Throne of Empires. We have our Angel's Feather. Whenever a player casts a white spell, you gain 1 life. We have our Worm's Tooth. It's a green version of Angel's Feather. We have our Crumbling Colossus, 7/4 trample. Whenever it attacks, sacrifice it at the end of the battle. We have our Rusted Sentinel. It enters the battlefield taps, 3/4 creature. We have our Swiftfoot Boots. Target creature has Hexproof and Haste. We have our Mana Lift. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. Yep, so that's it for all the cards that we have. And next we will be splitting all the cards into your bombs, your useful creatures and spells. And I'll see you guys in a minute. Hi and welcome back. So these are all the cards that we have again, and I've split them up into your bombs, your creatures, your useful spells, and the rest of the cards. So let's just take a look again at the white. What do we have? So our Angel, not Angel, we have our Archon of Justice, 4/4 flying. When it dies, exile target permanent. This is your bomb. Your Honor of the Pure, white creatures get +1/+1. Have our Day of Judgments and Timely Reinforcement. Your blue, what we have is just the Sphinx, 5/6 flying, and with the Fact of Fiction ability. For the red, we have your Warstorm Search. Yep. For green, we have your Carnage Warmth, or 6/6 Bloodthirst 3 and Trample. We have your Elvish Archdruid as well. And for the black, we have just your Sangier Vampire. And for your colors, we have your Crumbling Colossus. It's a 5 mana for 7/4, which is really good, although it could only attack once. Your Scepter is annoying to just keep dealing 1 damage. Yep, which is quite good. And we have your Pentavus. Basically, you can cast like 5 1/1 flying creatures for 7 mana and then 5 mana after that. Yep, and let's look at the rest of our white cards. For our creatures, we have our 2/1 flying, our Gideon's Lawkeeper, which is very irritating because you can tap target creature, so basically making them unblockable. Have your 0/3 Defender. Whenever it blocks, against 3 life, and it doesn't matter if it got attack or damage is dealt, as in because it just says whenever this blocks, you gain 3 life. Yep, we have your Armored Warhorse, your 2/3 for 2 white mana, and your Siege Mastodon. Oh, and yep. And for your white spells, there is only one that is quite useful, which is Mighty Leap. Target creature get +2/+2 and gains flying until end of turn. For your blue cards, we have your Aether Adept, where you return the creature to owner's hand. You have your Phantasmal Bear, 3 of them. Cool. And for your spells, we have your Mana Leak, Unsummon, Negate, Divination for card draw, and Ponder for card draw as well. And for your raid, have quite a few creatures. You have your Blood Ogre with Bloodthirst 1 and First Strike. Really good. You have your Gorehorn Minotaurs, Bloodthirst 2. Your Manic Vandal, Fiery Hellhound with Fire Breathing, and Crimson Mage. For your raid spells, you have Fling, Chandra's Outreach, Act of Treasons, Fire Breathing, and Fireball. For your greens, we have your Lurking Crocodiles, Brinderbor, Glade Cover Scout, Greater Basilisk, Sacred Wolf, and Stampeding Rhino. For your spells, we have 2 plummets, which is very situational, your Titanic Growth and Rampant Growth. For the black, you have your Warpath Gold, Grave Digger, Drifting Shade, which is pretty good, your Tormented Soul, which is annoying, and your Reassembling Skeleton, which is also annoying. For the black spells, you have your Mind Rot, Taste of Blood, Ring Flash, Consume Spirit, Smallpox, and Diabolic Tutor. And for your colorless, you have your Rusted Sentinel, not a very good card actually, and your Swiftfoot Boots, which is Hexproof and Haste. Yep, so that's it, and we'll be looking at all of these cards and form a 40 card silk deck out of this. And I will see you guys in a minute. Hi and welcome back. So this is the cards that we have selected out of our 6 packs. And I'll be going through all the cards that I have selected. So first, for the white cards, we have our Archon of Justice, our 4/4 flying. And when your dice exile target permanent, this is a very good card. We have our Honor of the Pure, white creatures you control get +1/+1. Although we do not have like much white creatures and it's not a pure mono white deck, but it is still pretty good for 2 mana. We have our Day of Judgment, our mass removal. We do have our Timely Reinforcements, so it's a 3 mana, and if you have less life than your opponent, you gain 6 life. If you control fewer creatures, you put 3 1/1 white creature tokens into the battlefield. And when combined with Day of Judgment, which is, when combined with Honor of the Pure, which is like very low mana cost, it can be really very good and your opponent may not have an answer for it. And next one, we have our 2/1 flying. We have our Gideon's Lawkeeper, which is very irritating because you can pay 1 white and tap target creature. So basically making most of our creatures unblockable. Next we have our Pride Guardian. Whenever it blocks, we gain 3 life. And next we have our Armored Warhorse, our 2 mana for 2/3 creature. We have our Siege Mastodon, our 3/5, and also one of our few spells of white. We have our Mighty Leap. Target creature gets +2/+2 and gains flying. Pretty good. I'm pretty torn about choosing either red or blue. But in the end, I think blue has more control spells, which is a nuisance when playing in limited. So there you go. We have our Aether Adept, 2/2. When it enters the battlefield, return target creatures to owner hand. We have our 2 Phantasmal Bear. Mana Leak, counter target spell unless controller pays 3, which nobody will ever be able to do it. And we have 1 Unsummon and a Negate to basically counter any removal spells. Next we have a Splash of Green, which is our 6/6 for 7 mana, Bloodthirst 3 and Trample. So this would probably be our late game bomb when we counter creature or tap target opponent's creature and we deal him a damage, and then we can cast this card, which will be a 9/9 creature with Trample, and basically he'll be dead. And next we have our Titanic Growth to give target creature +4/+4. And next to our colorless, we have our Crumbling Colossus, our 7/4 Tremble. This is our one chance win, coupled with our white spell, Mighty Leap. Target creature get +2/+2 and gains flying if we attach this, and basically it'll be unstoppable. Or we could attach a Titanic Growth to Crumbling Colossus, which makes it a 11/8 creature with Trample. Next we have our Pentaverse. I'm kind of not sure about this card, but it seems really good with 5 counters on it, and basically whenever you want you can just split it or combine it, so to deal more damage or prevent damage from killing this person. And an immediate 5/1/1 flying creature is pretty annoying in limited play. And next we have our Swift Foot Boots. Equipped creature has Hexproof and Haste, so basically with Crumbling Colossus and our bombs, Swift Foot Boots can be really devastating to our opponent, especially at Hexproof. Yep, so this is what we will go with our Silk deck, and let us know in the comments below what you think of the build. See whether there is a better build that you can come up with our 6 packs. And so that's it for our episode. Do hit like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.